but there are many things that we can do. But it's not just one.
Yeah.
It's not, and that's my emphasis for our audience here is, it's not just one thing. It's really how we live our entire life. So I'm going to jump, if you'll allow me, to the Harvard Study of Adult Development.
Okay.
One of the most fantastic studies I think ever done. Started in 1938. Still going on.
Okay.
It is still going on. And what they did is, there were two groups in Boston that wanted to answer the question, what is the best predictor of longevity? And there was one group that was from the slums of Boston, and the other group was from Harvard. They were Harvard students. And it ended up, those two groups came together and they did one study. There were about 700 and some odd, all men.
Okay, I think I know this one.
Back in the day, it's all men. John F. Kennedy was actually one of the Harvard students. And what they set out to do is they wanted to look at everything about those people's lives. Their medical history, their social history, when they got married, their jobs, their kids, literally everything. So every 2 years, I think it was 2 years, they'd send them a questionnaire. Every 5 years, they'd actually interview the person and family. Every 10 years, they'd come out with more data, statistics, and conclusions. And that's been going on for over 80 years. This is a kind of a fun fact on that. The PI, the principal investigator right now, is a guy by the name of Dr. Waldinger, Robert Waldinger.
How old is he?
From Des Moines, Iowa.
Oh, no kidding.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
how
He was born
interesting.
in Des Moines, Iowa.
Oh, okay.
How old is he? He's in his 80s.
Okay.
And so he published a book, The Good Life. Just came out a couple of years ago, and it's a kind of a summary of what they've discovered. And so the key question, what's the greatest predictor of longevity and cognitive ability? And it's been the same answer the entire study. Not cholesterol, not sugar, not weight.
Relationships.
Exactly. Relationships and social engagement. So what does that mean for us? And, so we have to define what that means, because does it mean you have to have 100 friends? No. Dr. Murthy, our Surgeon General, has written a lot about social isolation and how deadly it is. And he's likened it to, it's as deadly as if you smoke 15 cigarettes a day. So I think the take home on that is, it's a significant risk factor for health and wellness.
Yeah.
So you could be a person sitting in a room of 100 people, and if you feel isolated, if you have the subjective feeling of isolation, nobody likes me, nobody wants me around, that's just as powerful if you're sitting on a mountaintop completely alone.
Right.
And we all have different takes on that. So I can be perfectly happy with 2 or 3 friends. Somebody else might need 10 friends.
Yeah.
But it's about the engagement with another human. And so to define what is a strong social relationship, it's someone you could call 24/7, 365, and they'd come and do something for you.
Yep.
It's unbelievable how many people don't have that.
Yeah, it's scary.
It's very
and
sad. Yeah. Could be family, could be friends, could be spouse, brother, sister, church, wherever you're connected. But we need human connection. And we've really, we lose that because we have these things called cell phones and computers. And we think that I've got 1 million followers. You don't know probably don't know one of those people well.
Yeah.
And that's the key. The key is we are humans, and as humans, we are tribal social creatures. We've always lived in tribes. So if you go to a tribal community, what's the worst punishment for someone in a tribal community? Being banned from that community. That's worse than death, because now they're alone. They don't have that engagement. They don't have that support. And I find it really fascinating. Our country was founded on the rugged individualist. And I think that concept has really gotten us into trouble. You look at Darwin, survival of the fittest.
Yep.
That's not what Darwin said. It was misinterpreted. Darwin, if you really look at what he said survival of the most compassionate and survival of the most interactive.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. It was not about, it got misinterpreted somewhere along the line, but it was really about community. We survive as communities much better than we survive as individuals.